Hey y'all, peace and love, peace and love. Sister Zinga here from Flowing and Growing with Sister Zinga. Woo, give thanks and praise for another beautiful day. Another day out here at the farm. Thank you to all my subscribers, listeners. Thank you those that are sharing and caring. It really means a lot to me. I get out here on these Tuesdays and try to share. It's like each one teach one. I always tell you, I'm still a student myself, always learning. And today I had a great day. I learned a lot. I was on the farm today, and very productive, very productive. So this thing about emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Those are words, and the best thing to do is judge a man is by his deeds, not his words, because people can say anything. And now with the world that we live in today, there's so much BS that's being said, and people just act like like you really don't know, like you can't see through the BS. But actually, some people can't see through other people's BS. Um, but the world's full of shit right now. You know what I'm saying? They just lying about stuff, making up stuff as they go. Saying stuff that's hurtful to other people. It's just crazy. So it's about your deeds. And me working on this on my farm, that's a way of me emancipating myself because there's some I'm preparing foods. So soon there will be several foods. Just a few foods now with cassava. As a matter of fact, I did cassava today. I pulled cassava today. Cassava and bananas, plantain, all those things I can get right now. Sweet potatoes, but I'm working on it, and I have lemongrass. I planted about like 12 eyes of ginger today, and but phew, when my trees come up, I'm gonna have every fruit that I like to eat. I have in my farm, so it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So we don't want to be a person who just talks about this or that, or people who maybe just wear a certain thing that gives them this certain kind of a look, or you go certain places because certain people's going to be there. You're going to really be judged by yourself, by you, by what you do. And so in the comments here, can you let me know, like, what are some things that you do to help you not to emancipate yourself from mental slavery? I've changed my eating habits. I've changed my thinking. I've changed the certain people I'm around. um, I'm thank God that I'm retired, so I don't have to work and be bothered with the stress of everyday, day-to-day things. So I changed my environment. I changed my environment, and overall, it's a mindset. And and there are a lot of things people do. They start, you practice this, you learn how to do this, you learn how to do this. But really, the bottom line is everything that whatever it is, it's a holistic type of approach you have to take. And so, a holistic approach that you have to take. And so, you just incorporate it into your daily life. It just becomes a way of life. It doesn't have to have a name. Because there's so many names. People say I'm a this, I'm a that. You can say it, but you see somebody out there say they don't, they are vegan, and you see them out there eating some stuff that according to they say vegan is, people, or then you consume something that's not that. And so that way we really don't have to hold up to that. That's why I don't like name calling, because they just make up these names, and plus names could be offensive to somebody. It depends on who's receiving it and or who's giving it. So it's not about I'm identifying as this or that and the other. You know, Even with religion is a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because we grew up. I've been living a long time. Praise God. And I just seen people be to church, be up to club on Friday and Saturday. I'm saying, and but be a church boy right there on Sunday. And then the next Friday be right out there. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. Praise God wherever you are. So but the way they say, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. That's why I says, just do you. Work on things that's going to help you emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Change your thinking, change your diet, change your location, change your vibe, change, the way you look, the way you present yourself. You know, all those things is what helps you to get to that point. But it's definitely not something that we just can just say it, you know, because they say talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. So, and it is a process. It is a process. And with all the stuff that we got going on here today, we really you have to start. It's not saying you can just decide instantly do it. It's a process, because you got to do it step by step, and because it's a holistic thing, you have to incorporate everything. I mean, like, for in my opinion, all down to like the toothpaste that you use, or the deodorant, or they tell you certain things about you supposed to use this on your body, deodorant, and they got so many antiperspirants out there, but those antiperspirants is what gives women cancer, and you're not trying to suppress the sweat. This is a natural thing when you sweat, but you just need a deodorant just to keep yourself fresh. You don't need an antiperspirant. But so you have to educate yourself on certain things because they have told us so many lies. They tell you these certain things are good for you and they're really not. Like I just can't believe that they still allow when they know that soda does what it does to the body. They still allow soda to be sold on the shelves, and then you got a slew of variety of kinds. And so this is the thing, even though it's there, this is a part of the mental slavery, releasing yourself from mental slavery. That even though things are there for you, you don't have to participate. But the holidays, yeah, everybody has these holidays, but you don't have to celebrate them. You don't have to. You really do have a choice. You really don't have to. Bottom line, done. Everybody at the office is, your family is, your kids are. It's your choice. And that's one of the things that we need to understand that we do have choices. We have choices. And those choices are up for us to make. And those choices will allow you to be able to start freeing your mind. Instead of doing what everybody else does, you're making a choice for yourself. Even when it comes to clothing, this is what something a lot of stuff is out there in the stores to be sold, and everybody wearing the same old thing and that kind of thing. You don't have to. When a new iPhone comes out, you don't have to go get the latest. When a new sneaker comes out, you don't have to buy it. When they start selling you new app or TV stuff, because there's so much free stuff. This is the thing you got to do as far as educating yourself. There's so much free stuff. That's just an example of apps, of how you can be able to watch TV. You don't have to pay for the cable because there are options. But they'll tell you that, yeah, get this at the latest or the greatest, but it's up to you. It's really about choices, the choices that we make in life. And, everybody is really born to die. You are born, but eventually you know that you're going to die. That's everything. It's everybody's thing. Everybody just has different times in doing it. So what's most important is what you do with that time in between. That's the time when you have the freedom, and that's the time when you're really supposed to live. A lot of some people say, "I want to wait till I get till I get 70, or I'll wait till I retire at this age, or that kind of thing." No, baby, live your life now. If you're 12, if you're 28, 35, 52, enjoy your life. Live your life. Be mindful and respectful, but live your life. It's what you do in between those two times, in between. So I guess what they say, that dash in between, when they give your birth date and your date that you go back to the Most High. But that dash in between is when you have the power to make some decisions, to do some things, to create, and most importantly, find out what you came here for. So think, y'all, it ain't illegal yet. It ain't illegal yet. Don't forget to take hold of and implement the new knowledge. Implement the new knowledge. It's no good to you if you're just going to study and then you don't, you're still doing the same thing you was doing before. You learned that maybe you shouldn't eat this, or maybe you shouldn't go there, or this is not something to watch. And I know it's hard. Well, it is hard. Life is hard, but nothing's worth having if you don't, if it's not, a little struggle in there. Because when it comes to music and TV shows and that kind of stuff, it's hard to say, well, I'm not going to listen to that kind of music, whatever. But it really ain't. It's just a matter of making a choice. And you do know that there is some rap music. Now, was it 437? I think that's the megahertz. That's a certain is as a peaceful sound, and as a tone. But they do have, but check me out. I think it's 437, or it's a certain tone that you could play. Cause see, I know all the stuff in my head, but I can't keep it all up in there. Y'all get old. Praise God, get old. Um, but anyway, there's a certain megahertz of a sound that's and that can be used in music. And there are some hip hop songs that has that tone in it. And so you just got to take the little extra effort to go and listen to that type of music. Listen to the same rap music, but maybe they use a different tone on it versus the other little wang wang bang bang music that just drive your ass crazy. You just know so much. But yeah, y'all, just realize that life is here for us to live, and we have choices to make. We really have choices to make. God gave us a choice. There's so many options out there. And it's up to you. And then people say, well, God, he'll curse you if you do this, you curse you do that. No, you really don't curse your own self. Because, if you make the choice to do this, that's going to happen. If you do that thing over there, then that's going to happen. If you do this thing here, it's going to happen. So there's consequences to everything that you do. So you have to just be able to be mindful and just make it an everyday part of your life. Live freely without somebody telling you what to do. Make choices for yourself. Be wise and be bold. Be courageous. Take that leap. Start. All right? I love y'all. It's a process, and I know y'all coming along because you wouldn't be listening if you wasn't. So leave some comments. Let me know how you are doing, though. What things you're working on, what you need help with, or you got some creative ideas you want to share with somebody else. All right, y'all? All right. Talk to you later. God love you, so do I.